Good day, everyone. This is John Train coming back at you with some more information about the judicial system. As I stated before, I'm going to continue to watch and share with you factual information about the Colorado judicial system and the most powerful office in the land, the Colorado General Attorney's Office. This right here is a picture of a politician, Phil Weiser. Yeah, Phil, he got elected to be the Attorney General office after working for Barack Obama, and he used that as his platform to springboard him in the state of Colorado to the elected position of Colorado Attorney General, even though he has absolutely no hands-on prosecutorial experience. He hasn't prosecuted anything in a court of law. So as you can see there, looking as presidential as he can, Phil Weiser wants you to believe he's on his job protecting all of us as Colorado citizens. With that being said, I wanted to bring your attention to the hypocrisy of this gentleman, Phil Weiser, and his conduct and the conduct of his staff that he supports. On Wednesday, February 23rd of 2022, just last week, Colorado Attorney Phil Weiser took to the media representing himself in the entire Attorney General's office, as he often does. Here's a perfect example of how Phil Weiser, the elected politician who was elected into the position of Colorado General Attorney, has operated and oversaw the highest law enforcement office in the state of Colorado. In my opinion, Phil Weiser chases publicity using the power and the platform of his office only to make himself and his political aspirations appear to be pristine. Phil, in my opinion, is nothing more than an ambulance chasing lawyer in the position of Colorado Attorney General. Yeah, I said it. Now, some of you are thinking, John Trahan, you can't be serious about your thoughts and what you're saying about this wonderful high character man who's our Attorney General. I know you're thinking it, so let me give you some specific facts about Phil Weiser and the decisions and the conduct he has made while being the Attorney General. Go to the Colorado Attorney General's website and click on their media relations link or what have you, and look at the number of press releases that you can go back to and you can read all the cases and things that he's highlighting, because he wants to bring attention and let everybody know and justify we are on our job. We are protecting the citizens of Colorado against everything under the moon. We are here to protect you. Look at all of the links that they have that they post out there, and then look at the bias that he presents himself to be as well. And I'll tell you what I mean by that bias. Look for the February 23rd, 2022 press release where it says the statewide grand jury indicted, and I'm not going to say the person's name because not everyone that they indict and smear their names and reputations are guilty of anything at all. But Phil's press release stated the statewide grand jury indicted this person for illegally taking more than $800,000 from a Gunnison family physician's office over a 14-year period of time. Now, the indictment alleges that this person withdrew approximately $859,000 in business funds without authorization for her own personal use. It also alleges that this person disguised an unauthorized transaction in the business financial records to conceal them and make them appear business related. She's also accused of altering the business financial records to conceal her failure to repay a $20,000 personal loan as well. But here's what I want you to look at when you read, not only in all the newspapers and online papers, but also in their personal press release that's posted on their website. Phil makes a statement himself. He's so busy and he wants this attention to appear that I'm doing so much. He makes a statement that's included in this press release, and it says, and I quote, "Small businesses have long been the bedrock of Colorado economy and local communities. Losses from business theft have a profound and negative impact on not only the owners and employees of small businesses, but also on the people they serve." Weiser said, "We are committed to holding accountable those who engage in business theft and harm the community." That is a powerful statement, isn't it? If nothing else, Mr. Weiser has a great public relations arm within his Colorado Attorney General's office that can write up wonderful statements that they can present to the public. Let me read that again. That's powerful. "Small businesses have long been the bedrock of Colorado's economy and local communities. Losses from business theft have a profound and negative impact on not only the owners and employees of small businesses, but also on the people they serve. We are committed to holding accountable those who engage in business theft and harm the community." Now, if the actions of Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser lines up and matches up with these profound words and statements that he's making, then all of us as citizens of the state of Colorado should rest much easier. So let's review a few of the facts about Phil Weiser's conduct and the decisions that he's made. I believe it's a pattern that I'm seeing. Now, I just read you the press release from February 23rd, 2022. Now, don't take my word for it. I want you to Google on your own or looking on their website, the press release that was presented on April 2nd, 2019. Mr. Weiser released a similar press release where he accused the owner of a Denver-based dental clinic of Medicaid fraud. In that case, the Colorado Attorney General office, led by Phil Weiser, charged the owner of the dental clinic with fraud and accused him of stealing and receiving over $400,000 over a 3-year period of time of illegal funds. In that case, Phil Weiser went on to explain how he and his office were standing up for the rights of the citizens of the state of Colorado to prevent insurance fraud. Just the same way he refuses to allow people who engage in business theft that harm our community to go without being held accountable. Now, since you have the background of these two cases and they're very similar, let's talk about the hypocrisy of Phil Weiser. In the highly publicized case against the owner of that dental clinic, it turns out that the Colorado Attorney General's office did not have any factual evidence at all to support charging the owner of the dental clinic of any type of crime, let alone insurance fraud. That's right. No evidence at all to back the charging or prosecution of that dental clinic owner. The Colorado Attorney General and his staff were so eager to get the media attention 90 days after he took office that they accepted the opinions and statements of their Colorado Attorney General investigator, Gary Garcia, as to who that investigator wanted to charge with the crime. Yes, Gary Garcia, the same criminal investigator who had been fired by the same Colorado Attorney General office as a criminal investigator and documented as an incompetent and negligent investigator. That's who they chose to believe, just to make sure they could get their names put all in the press and the media. Phil Weiser, the Colorado Attorney General, allowed criminal investigator Gary Garcia, the documented incompetent, negligent investigator who was fired in 2014 and returned just prior to Phil Weiser taking over as the Colorado Attorney General, the Colorado Attorney General again. Weiser allowed this investigator to conduct an investigation into that dental clinic with very limited and little oversight or supervision. Once again, Colorado Attorney General Office investigator Gary Garcia lived up to the findings of his previous supervisors as being incompetent as a criminal investigator. But there's more. Gary Garcia, who had already been terminated as an incompetent investigator, was concerned that he wouldn't be exposed once again for being incompetent. So instead of being truthful with the lives of people in his hands, he decided to become a criminal. Yeah, during the trial, the dental clinic owner revealed that the Colorado Attorney General Office investigator Gary Garcia created false statements himself to present those statements as factual evidence to a judge to secure a probable cause arrest warrant for that dental clinic owner. He knew he didn't have the factual basis to even get probable cause, so he bolstered his affidavit with false statements and attributed those statements to people he interviewed. Yeah, you heard it correctly. These are the people working for Phil. The Colorado Attorney General Office investigator Gary Garcia was indeed the criminal in that case. I wonder how many other cases he has been allowed to investigate, or others who Phil knowingly has allowed to investigate when he also knows those investigators are incompetent. The prosecutors who relied on the evidence given to them by Investigator Garcia and his written reports and interviews, they took that information as truth, and decisions they made to prosecute were based on Gary Garcia's opinions and the false statements he created in hopes of not being exposed as the incompetent, negligent investigator that he is and was. Some of those witnesses on the witness stand testified to the prosecutors that they did not make the statements written in the reports by Gary Garcia. Yeah, even the prosecutors weren't aware of it until they were actually in the trial, making their witnesses answer questions that they thought were truthful, only to be told that they did not make those statements to Investigator Garcia as he sat there every day during the trial, trying to protect himself from his criminal conduct. Phil Weiser, the Colorado Attorney General, has allowed and has defended his documented incompetent and once terminated investigator to conduct these criminal investigations, which resulted in the false arrest, false charge, and a not guilty case brought against that dental clinic owner. The only person who suffered in that case was the falsely accused dental clinic owner. His reputation ruined, income lost, and not to mention the financial burden that he had to come out of pocket to pay for his own criminal defense. I know it sounds bad, but there's more. Yeah, there's more with Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser. Again, small businesses have long been the bedrock of Colorado's economy. In local communities, losses from the business theft have a profound and negative impact on not only the owners and employees of small businesses, but also the people they serve. We are committed to holding accountable those who engage in business theft and harm the community. Okay, Phil. Powerful, powerful words. So let's see if the actions of yourself and your staff support those words. In the case of the dental clinic owner who was charged by the Colorado Attorney General for fraud, a case that all the power and resources of the highest law enforcement office in the state could bring in their attempt to win, was an embarrassing not guilty outcome. In that case, the dental clinic owner and his defense team completed their own investigation. The dental clinic owner's investigation revealed that the dental clinic office manager who ran the day-to-day business of the dental clinic had been creating false dental claims and had been embezzling funds through the payroll in the same amount that Gary Garcia, the incompetent investigator, accused the dental clinic owner of stealing. The dental clinic owner's defense attorneys provided Phil Weiser's prosecutors, as well as criminal investigator Gary Garcia, with all the factual documents. They provided them with the payroll reports from an outside payroll agency that was used by the dental clinic. They provided them with the daily work schedules and logs to show the hours that each of the employees were to work at the dental clinic. They had provided all the bank statements, which Investigator Garcia already had, to show where all the money went and the deposits that were directly made into the accounts of the dental clinic office manager and the dental clinic's office manager's sisters that she hired to work and participate in the crime with her. Yeah. Phil Weiser and his staff, knowing all of this information, having all of this information, continued to support Gary Garcia and refused to accept the facts that he had done an incompetent investigation. And he reached a conclusion in that investigation that was and continues to be negligent and criminal on the part of Phil Weiser and his Colorado Attorney General office. Yeah. Simply put, this man, Phil Weiser, is simply playing politics with his words and his actions. His words and his actions don't match up. He says we're committed to holding accountable those who engaged in the business of theft that hurts the community. If that's true, Phil Weiser, Colorado Attorney General, with having all the factual information that the dental clinic office manager embezzled at least $400,000 during the period of time that you were accusing the dental clinic owner of embezzling the same amount, along with the fact that the dental clinic office manager admitted to your prosecutors and admitted on the witness stand that she has stolen money via the payroll. Why haven't you held that office manager accountable for her crimes, her admitted crimes? You're not willing to hold that office manager accountable when you just said we're committed to holding accountable those who engage in business theft, and you have a person who admitted to your prosecutors, who admitted to your investigator, and who admitted on the witness stand in a trial that she has stolen the money via the payroll as the dental clinic owner, defense attorneys advised your people. And yet nearly 2 years have passed and you haven't made any attempt or effort to hold that office manager accountable. Why not? I have a better question. You have a person accused that your office is accusing of stealing $800,000 over a 14-year period of time. We have an admitted office manager of a dental clinic that we know and admitted stole money via the payroll that we know added up to close to $400,000 only for the period of time that we had. We believe it went much further, but the similarities in the crime are evident. So is justice even-handed in the state of Colorado, Phil? Who gets to decide which person is and which person isn't going to be charged with the same or very similar crime? It must be you, Phil. The same gentleman that says, we are committed to holding accountable those who engage in business theft and harm the community. That is BS, Phil. You're a politician making political statements that sound good. You are not to be trusted, and nothing, not an investigation or any charge that you bring within your organization against anybody should be believed or has any truth to it, because you have allowed admitted and documented incompetent negligent investigators to do work. Then you have prosecutors who present false information and cover up factual evidence to withhold and suppress in a court of law from judges and juries because they want to win the case and not seek justice as you've taken an oath to. I believe, Phil, you and your office are simply CYA, covering your ass, because you know there's legal liability, and that's why you haven't prosecuted that dental clinic office manager, and you have yet to turn over any records being asked by Colorado open records requests or freedom of information requests about that case. Yet you can stand there and justify charging this person out of Gunnison, Colorado with a similar crime. So you want to charge this person, but we'll look away from this person. I hope someone in the judicial system takes a good, serious look at this and this behavior and this conduct. The Colorado Attorney General's office is located at 1300 Broadway on the 10th floor of Denver, Colorado, 80203. You should call, stop by. The phone number 720-508-6000. The Colorado Attorney General's office phone number 720-508-6000. If there's anybody else that's out there concerned about justice and how even-handed the justice system operates in the state of Colorado, as I'm sure it operates in every other state of the United States, you should call and let these people know and ask questions. With enough questions and enough tension, maybe, just maybe, old Phil will get up off his behind and serve the people, not with just words, but with honest actions. With honest actions. With that being said, have a good day, and I will be in touch with you soon.